Hey there, and just in case anyone's watching, yeah, welcome to my to my almost first stream. It was actually a little bit funny because major for test reasons, I started my first stream today, but it wasn't recorded. I thought about everything, just about setting up the right camera, the right lighting, sorry, and everything. And everything basically. I had also thought about some layouts, some kind of gaming layouts for Twitch, but I just forgot one thing to just record, the stream. So I doubt that during this rush, it's kind of a rush action, but I just wanted to make sure to just talk a little bit about what I did in the previous 1.5 hours. And it was actually so much fun to start streaming. So I thought I will just do a little recap just to put it on, have it available as a video on YouTube to just re-watch what we did again. Not in case I'm, let me try to get rid of that cable here. Well, not to just to have the first video uploaded soon and then it starts somewhere in the middle. So I don't want to have this. So what did we do so far? So the first thing, I initially wanted to start working on a little bit of a percussion track. So I loaded up, fired up decimator drums, and I just basically came up with that little thing here. So it's basically just accents, and I just have to make sure why there is the last hit. Probably I forgot something during this thing here at the very end. Yes, there is a tiny, I just want to have this, get rid of this. So it was already good that I just did a little recap of this session. So, and the next, I came up with what was actually, this is just a, not really worth mentioning line because it just does a little bit of 16th and know what's going on here. But I love to have this stuff because this is for me what drives percussion. It's not just though, I mean, a lot of people just go for just huge percussions. And actually, I forgot again to set to the main window so that you see what's going on here. And so to just have this discussion, this percussions, driving pulse and speed to the heavy percussions. So that's why I. So nothing special, but it's just there to add this little pulse. And actually I used, let me just show this to you here. I used the Daiko ensemble from the LA Modern Percussion, which has been produced by Audio Ollie and Al Meyerson. It's really a great library. It's really, really cool. It's actually a little bit hard to come up with, because I think there's not really a lot of round robin or any round robin going on. So you have to really work with dynamics. Oh, somebody joined the channel. Let me just check who that is. Just wanted to say hello. Oh, it's actually, yes, Joy of Finger Drumming and Lurks. Lurks was again here a little while ago. So thanks for coming back. What made you coming back? So no, just to, you will probably hear this in the video when I just upload it, but it's really embarrassing. But for my first stream, I just forgot to set this to save to video. So now I did a double save. I just hit it in OBS. I hit save video and also activated the one that the Twitch video will be recorded to be later available as an archive. And also I will probably, not as an archive, in the archive. And I also want to upload the track later onto YouTube, so just you guys can follow what I'm doing. So I really appreciate coming back. Yes, the trailer-like percussion, that's what it was initially about. So I was just trying to set up a little loop, and then it evolved into, probably going into a full track. So I just had these three, these two tracks here. And then right now I loaded the taiko ensemble of the Spitfire Hans Zimmer library. And I also did a little bit of EQing here, so I just want to bring that up. What I basically did was getting a little bit rid of this low punch, because I mean that's usually what taikos more sound like, but I want to have it a little bit flat and not really anything going on in the low. In the sub, we could probably get this filter to a little bit more steep, because I just wanted to have something going on as a syncopation for the other two beats. I also did the same again for the, let me load the mixer again, for the daiko set, not the taiko, but the daiko set here. And I put in a little bit of, let me just bring that up. Oh, just to find the keys. Everything is mapped out differently. So there was actually a little bit of, oh, I have it open already. Stupid me. So I just got rid of that little, just will try to, there is something going on when you hear it like this, which is also characteristic for this type of drum, but I didn't want to have it for this setup. Yeah, it's all pretty simple, pretty simple stuff, but I mean, even I experience notice myself or discover myself, or however you want to call it, that I forget about these things. So I also always want to make sure that I go very picky when it comes to all these things. So what we have now is this. Okay, it's a pretty basic part. And then the next thing was that I loaded, yes, a little damage loop, but I didn't want to use this damage loop as, let me just check the note, what it was. This F here. But I didn't want to have this loop, I just didn't want to incorporate a loop which is from a library, which is like, kind of a little bit dated. I mean, Damage is very cool library. I really use it a lot, but I just tend, to just hide it a little bit if it comes to loops. And if I just use single drums, I also try to change a little bit the microphone settings and stuff like this to come up with a little bit of a more unique sound or layer it with other stuff. But what I want to show here is that I actually picked this loop and I applied some effects on it, which you can not see anymore because the track is deactivated. No, it's just, when I bring it back. No, I deleted, I think I deleted the effects because I still have it onto, I bounced this track to audio and it's still here. So it's just a little EQ again. And I just basically got rid of everything below 1K something. So it sounds like this. Wow, to be honest, the Sony Box Big Bang cinematic percussions. I think I don't have this. I don't know this. And I just have to check the library maybe later. But no, I don't use it. I also can't say anything about it, so maybe I can check it later and just. Well, the thing is, you didn't use it yet, but the thing is, just give it a go, because, as I said right now, even though there are some loops on it you don't like, which I mean doesn't apply to damage, because I really love the library. But I mean, just in case there are some things out there you never used, I mean, just try to use it in some way. Just try to, even if it's just there, that you can mangle the stuff. Just put distortion on it, or just apply some EQ curves and just completely do something new. Layer it with other percussion. I mean, even if it's just a little bit lazy. I know that. Actually, yesterday I went for the Perk X, this new library, and it just turned out to be, let's say, not really intuitive for my purpose. So I really had to check a few videos on how to control it, because it's not just, it's like a complete, like an entire sequencer within the library, which is really cool. We maybe make use of this. But yeah, this is when it comes to lazy. I should check the manual first, or get some knowledge about the library first. So I was already thinking, I just have this part here. So it all sounds like this now. Nothing special again, just there to add a little bit of pulse. And now you can also hear the next instrument. So I just opened the new Nexus 3. Let me just save it. Yeah, what was that? It happened before, so I think every time I'm saving or something happens, it changes the windows. Something goes on here. So we just have a little ARP going on, and it sounds a little bit dull because I have a one-knob filter going on here, which is basically automated. So you can just hear, it should be set to read. So it just adds a little bit of, and it just moves up over time. Again, nothing special, just to introduce some tiny little bit of a... Okay, so let's listen how this sounds right now. So next thing what's happened, I just loaded, there's a little bit of shameless self-promotion from my own libraries. I loaded this little downer here, and it just sounds like this. And I just, this is how I usually set up my library. So I have a little bit of a GUI going on, which doesn't do anything special, but I just have the mod wheel assigned to the cutoff filter. So I can, add some life to it. This is what happens here at the end. So next thing, I set up a little ref symbol here. And another. So So actually this symbol riser comes again. I mean, it's just there to give me some signature or some, some spot where I just want to go and do a little bit of, more stuff, more sound design stuff later. But for now, I just loaded, I also bounced this to audio already. It's just one of these. And it doesn't sound like this. There is actually a lot of, I think I left these effects on here. There is a lot of punish going on and decapitator. It sounds like this. So I just put a little bit of distortion on it. And a lot of punish. So to fuck it really up and just have it as a download, background, some arpeggio, bringing some life to it and bringing this to the next stage. Okay, and now, right now on this Hive bass arpeggio, I just also did some little bit of cutting. So somewhere in the middle, I just rearranged a bit of parts. I'm sorry, I just have a kind of a sore throat, but it seems to be always the case. So, so now I just wanted to go for a little bit of a sound designish part before we go back to this part again and with more stuff going on. And I just came up with this little idea. Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you that you appreciate my channel and watching this and find it helpful. Yeah, it's actually, as I said before, you just maybe heard it already, that this is actually my first, not my really, by almost my first my first stream, because it gets a little bit boring when you sit at home and just record YouTube videos, which I do for like 15 years now, probably. Not that regular. In the last few weeks, I did it more, but I think it's time to bring this a little bit more to a live level, and I can upload it later on to YouTube and maybe cut out some little things and put it to Instagram, so I have my my social networks being fed, for the entire week, which I find pretty important, because I mean, just as some little information, because I'm always preaching, like, just take care of your social networks and take care about this, because basically my entire career is basing on posting stuff to forums, posting stuff to social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all kinds of jobs, and situations happened because of just providing content. And it wasn't so much about, just look what I did, check out my new music, but it mostly like demos for audio tracks, for sample library companies. And well, it doesn't matter if you didn't subscribe, but of course it's nice when you do, so thank you again. And but this is just important, because a lot of I don't want to get too much into business right now, because we're just composing music, but I think a lot of people just use social networks or social media in the wrong way. It can be used so much better to just, when you help out other composers, or just trying to come up with some information which could be helpful to anyone, which almost always happens, even if you are an aspiring composer in the very beginning phase, and you just grow your channels, and it just leads to very cool opportunities, so it's just a great thing to do. So I don't want to cough into the microphone too much, so that's why I mute sometimes. Let's come up with that part here and do a little bit of... Let's layer this with the taikos to just, not make it like an obvious... I mean, you could almost say that it's like a custom sound, because you just bring up two different libraries. Let me just move this over here and just find the right. So this is C1, so just have to move this down here. Okay, that works. And I just have to, don't have to forget this, that I want to fill this. I just want to copy this over here and just make it on the one. So we have probably another riser here. Oops. This just happens when you just copy one part. So just do it like this. Let's quickly do it with a mouse. We could do it a little bit long. Maybe we can decide later on if we do this a little bit longer and just see. So I want to come up with something like a little bit of a siren sound, but I just want to move it up. Let's come up with what we are going to use. Maybe some zebra. Maybe let's use some. Yeah, let's load another instance of Nexus, and just check what do we load? Hollywood Action Trail. This is actually a pretty cool package. Let me just sort it for effects. So we just no, it doesn't sound right. No. I just don't want to. Maybe. This sounds too. No, I just take probably a normal lead sound. And let's do something like this, but we have to do a little bit of processing. Just have to check because everything is a little bit different. Pitch bend is already set to something like this. Well, actually, we're in C right now. So it's just a little bit of sound effect we're going to process to have that typical. And we just get rid of the delay. And the release is pretty short too. So just move this down. Just check how this sounds. yeah, some of this stuff sounds a little bit, commercial or boring, or, there is not a lot of sophisticated things going on. Tarek, my friend, how are you? Thanks for joining in, man. I was just talking about you. No, I'm just kidding. About all the bad things no, I'm just kidding. I'm really glad to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. I'm just doing some, sound stuff. So just try to come up with something. So maybe like something like this. Just copy that. And we just have to process it. And just set a little, move this in here. And just put some, what do we put on there? Maybe just a little bit of more, punish. Let's just check how this sounds. Maybe I should use some, how this preset sounds. So I want to make it really, maybe add some bit crushing or something. Maybe just save the session. What do we have here? So to make it a little bit more sick. And I want to have it ending really just to end it really hard. Just also let us, how does this sound when we go to, yeah, let's cut this out. And also I will try if we maybe, I shouldn't get lost in too much sound design right now, but maybe we can add a little bit of setting up a MIDI track, and then I'm trying to bring in my drum brute for a second here. And audio track, stereo, 3/4. So this would be, so I didn't test this. Just have to go over and see how that sounds. Because I didn't sync this beast so far, but I'm just going to so we just turn this down a little bit. I'm trying to come up, I'm muting the microphone, so I'm just trying to come up with a little bit. Okay, so I hope your ears are still working. So there was, I mean, there's a limiter going on, so nothing should have happened right now. Let me just, let me just record something. No, this track, because I mean, usually they should loop fine. So let me just see if this is here. And I don't want to make this too brutal. I just want to check. Okay, this is C1, yeah. What was the Nexus input? So just put it to, yeah, it should go to, where do we have it? It's not here. There it is. Okay. So I'm not hearing anything. I should have worked on this before. No, channel 1. Yes. So I just have to quickly record it with that noise because that distortion is so hardcore. It really... I just have to maybe bring this down like it is here and then move the notes to C1. What happened? I have to do this again. Oh, yes. What is going on? Something is not really... Okay, something's kind of fishy. Maybe I just have something wrong, routed the wrong way. I just have to try to come up, just play the samples, just record it like this. Have to probably this is terrible, you know. I know this is really not really pleasing for the ears. You guys are still there, so I just have to probably, you know, record it with I just have to, I didn't figure out, because I'm working in Studio One all the time, and I didn't figure out how to route this, probably because I mean I know how to do it, but I didn't spend much time to do it. So a little bit of some things seem to be fucked up here. Well, it seemed to work. It seems to work now. So maybe I could try this again and see if I can just. No, I don't want anything to crash. I don't know what's going on here. So I just have to record one hit and then, you know, just get rid of this noise. this distortion is so nasty. And actually there is no, yes, technically difficult. You know, the thing is, it's so funny because this distortion is so hardcore. You can't set it. You cannot set it to no noise. There is always something going on. It's actually called, I think I just put it in the chat here before, it's the set CVEX effects, and it's called the Fuzz Factory. So I just put it into the chat here. I'm not related to these guys, I'm not getting any money or anything, but this is really a wild thing. So you can, I'm preparing something for a new library of mine, and it's just nasty. So you just have to clean up things all the time. And let's see how this sounds here. Okay, so there's I just want a little bit of that noise going on. Yes, so maybe like a little bit of a release sound. But I think it's probably not working because the next note is already here. So let's just do it like this. Cut that here. It sounds really wild. But let's do it like this. Let's get rid of this. I think I'm not going to get these accents. And then another one. Like this. So now I just wanted to have a little bit of, I also have to set this right. All that zooming stuff. It's actually funny because I right now see that I deleted my that I deleted that part. Yes. Okay, let's do that once. Yes, I mentioned in the previous video, I mean, all that technical stuff. Oh, somebody joined. I never get a signal. I should get something. Ercato, I see you here. Hi and welcome. Yeah, I should get some signal or something going on that if in case somebody joins the channel, that I just see that I can say hi properly. I mean, so just coming up with some effects here. Yeah, as I mentioned in the previous video, it's you know, that when you do trailer music and license music for a living, it's sometimes just, you know, the art, of course, we try to come up with cool music and stuff like this, but I mean, sometimes it's just painting a wall white because it works best, or, you know, putting a red big label on a like a big red price tag, like a price tag label on a movie. Just watch me. You know, this is what trailer music. I really appreciate that there is such a big fan base out there. But you have to just follow some kind of patterns and rhythms to really make this track, or really make people, you know, yeah, let's check out that video. Let's check out that movie. So therefore, sometimes you have to, for instance, have specific things going on, like a 2-minute 30 track. It's always because all the big trailers are around 2 minutes 30, and some sound elements just have to catch you, you know. Because when you see it from a, I mean, I hope I don't sound too esoteric, but from a point of, you know, putting something hypnotizing on it when you have a part like. So there's something, you know, on it when you watch that with according, you know, action scenes, of course, that there is something going on which makes you, yeah. I mean, not hypnotizing in the sense of that that you're manipulating the thoughts, but it's just, you know, it brings up a monotonous rhythm in between, and then you go back to the full action of the, you know, previous part, or introduce some orchestra and stuff like this. So this is what I'm just trying to do with that track. So let me just check back. And I think it's also the wrong key, so I have to set this up probably and just also tune the distortion, because it's, I mean, it's a kick drum, but it also has a tune, it has a frequency. I just want to match this to C. I could do it right now with some, you know, pitch shifter, but and I just want to have something going on in here in that part too, because it's still a little bit too empty. So let's load another instance of Nexus. Try to find some eerie patch, some eerie pad, which is just what's this, synthetic textures. Just turn it down a little bit. Oh no, let's actually, there I have a probably good library which we could load. And this should be Straylight. So we just load this. Well, somebody joined again. Just have to check who it is. Hey Damzik and Saint Kyber, I see. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the first session. I'm really honored that actually, at least, you know, that at least someone is watching. I was expecting to start streaming and that nobody would be here, which wouldn't be a problem because you could practice and, you know, start how it works when that actually sounds really cool right away. So let's just do. Yeah, let's do it like this. That's too high. Maybe let's try it here. Yeah, let's release the key a little bit later. So it's just that little snippet here. And this is adding the atmosphere. I basically want to build up that part. And yeah, let's just... So I have to do something for these hits. They don't sound convincing enough. So I have to... Yeah, Tarek, you just say this to make me want to feel good. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I know we know each other so much for such a long time. Thank you, man. So let's just load. I just use, do another shameless self promo and just load another bit of my libraries. Sorry, I'm just, moving this all the way out of the screen because I just want to make sure that I don't violate some NDA because there's some new stuff coming on soon, which I will hopefully also do. Of course, a YouTube video, but also I try to, just do it live because it's kind of boring when you sit at home, you just do a YouTube video and then later on you watch it and you cut out and try to make it as perfect as possible. So I just want to make it's a little bit more, it's just a little bit, it's more fun and more cool to just do it live. And yes. So let me load a little bit of my tonal risers library because I actually want to... Okay, you can move it over now. I'm sorry, it really sounds stupid, but I just want to prevent that some companies saying, hey, that was your last video. I absolutely don't want to get into this trouble. So let me just load 4 bars. Let me just load 2 bars of my risers here. Let's try to... Yes. Let me just... It's probably too short. Just... Okay, let's load the 4 risers. The 4-bar risers. Yeah, all my stuff is pretty simple. I don't have, like fancy GUIs and stuff going on. I just want to keep it simple and just have the mod wheel. It sounds... Let's combine this. Let's combine this with these keys here. So I'm just trying to come up with 4 bars. I forgot. Let's use these. So I'm just recording this. Now we can have a little rest here and just go for the next part. I'm not really sure yet if we just go back to the old part before. Where's the other one here? Okay, they all set up correctly and probably too low. And okay, yeah, something like this. Well, I could really, make this one like a 2-hour session. I really have to say this. I really understand Daniel James. I really understand you, Daniel, when you do videos of 3, 4, 5 hours of length, because it's just funny. You sit here and you have fun and you just go for it. And I always thought, man, I couldn't do like I couldn't do like 2 or 3 hour videos, but it's actually really. I just realized it myself now why you're doing this and why you enjoy it so much. As I do actually when I watch your stuff, but it's just I can fully understand right now that there's a lot of fun doing it. And but I think for this now, actually the thing is I want to go back live tomorrow because this was initially the day I wanted to do it. Because I want to introduce you to a library by Spitfire Audio, and it's called, I think it's just called Aleph Lens. I mean, the library was co-produced, or was created in collaboration with Aleph Lens, which is a singer from, I think, I'm not still if she's still from Munich, but I just have to have to have the pleasure when I was on my touring days back then with my rock band, and we also had a gig together with Aleph on a festival like 15 years ago, and it was so cool because we watched our band watched the show of Aleph, and it was really cool. And later on, we were all sitting together, enjoying the evening, drinking. And now the thing is, fast forward 15 years later, you meet a person you already know, but in a completely different correlation, let's say, or completely different topic. So because it's just now sound design and libraries, and there she is again from back then. And now I want to take the opportunity and introduce you to that library she created in collaboration with Spitfire Audio. So I will be back tomorrow here, and I think right now it's also another hour. And luckily I recorded this session. So actually I just want to say, because I see just somebody joined, I just want to say, no, I don't see anyone new. So it looked like this before. I think like I have to get used to the updating the viewers and all this stuff. Yes, so I think I would call it a day. I will definitely continue to do this, to work on this, probably next week. I'm not really sure, but tomorrow I will be online and introducing you to Aleph Lens' new library. And yes, as always, I will probably load this. Probably not, but I will upload this stream to YouTube so you can rewatch it. And if you have any questions, comments, or whatever, you can always hit me up. Would be probably much easier on YouTube. And yes, really, thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by, and hope it wasn't the last time I see you. So thank you very much thank you and bye, and hope to see you soon. And thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.